From Albania to Alabama, welcome and welcome back, my fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and today, a very special installment of No Cash Clash of Clans, where we look at the 4 factors for faster farming. These are the only things you need to know to become one of the best, fastest, and most efficient farmers in the game. So if you have a moment and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, maybe even turning on notifications, maybe going so far as to use creator code Galadon if you make a purchase in any Supercell game. But let's get into it because, yes, we've done a lot of upgrades. We've got a lot going on here since 2019, but the only reason that we have gotten all of these upgrades done is because we have been efficient with our farming, and that is exactly what we're going to dive into right now, finishing the upgrades and starting the attacks, because there are simply 4 factors to faster farming in Clash of Clans. Number 1, you need to know where the loot is. That means you need to be at an appropriate trophy range. And I found, as a Town Hall 15-16, right around Champion League, give or take 300 trophies, is a great spot to find massive bases that are not too much of a challenge and contain a lot of not only gold and elixir, but the key, dark elixir, because there are, of course, so many upgrades going on right now that use dark elixir. Number 2 in our 4 factors is patience. And this really comes down to just one thing, the next button. Don't always think that maybe 500 to 800,000 of each is a good number. I honestly find myself waiting for 1 million of each before I attack. And then you also need to take into consideration how much of an army you have. Do you have your heroes and your siege machine, or maybe just a few goblins? And that is going to depend upon the base design. Is the loot on the outside? Is it hidden in the middle? Is it maybe not worth it? Should you go on to the next base? Because you know, if you're around Champion 3, you're going to see a lot of bases just like this. Which takes us to factor number 3, and that is army composition. Are you using super troops? You'd be shocked at the number of people that are not using super troops at all. Absolute necessity, sneaky goblins, and a bonus, the super wall breakers do make things a lot easier, and you'll notice that both of these raids in today's episode are being done. We are getting all the loot without using the heroes or the siege machines, which just allows you to farm that much more quickly. 6 super wall breakers, the rest sneaky goblins, 3 rage, 3 haste, 1 jump. That is my magical mix that seems to work on every single base, no matter the design. And that takes us to factor number 4, execution. Now this means not only being efficient with your sneaky goblins, dropping the appropriate number, usually 1 on a gold mine pump or collector, 2 on a storage that is on the outside, but also the law of diminishing returns applies here. And what I mean by that is, there is no reason that you need to focus on grabbing every single piece of loot from every single base. Go for the easy stuff and move on. Trade trophies for loot, sometimes go for it all, other times just grab the outside and move on to the next base, and you'll find you are farming faster. And that's it, that's all, we're done. That's because you gotta get back out there to farming. Thank you, Galadon, for sticking around all the way to the end of this important but short episode. Get out there, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, this episode was fantastic. I learned so much. Is that what I was supposed to say? Did I say that right?